Before we go any further, I just want to conceptually explain what we mean by the term variable, and you probably come across this term in programming or in various books out there. I just want to give a really simple definition of this, and those who attend my lectures will probably know and what I'm going to get to. It's the famous empty box. So I'm just going to draw my famous box diagram like so. Okay, so here's my empty box. Now, at some stage, our variable can be considered as an empty box, and we can have data. So the type of data may be something like so. So we can have various different names, and so here we've got the data types. Now what can happen, we've got this empty variable that's also considered as an empty container. So we've got an empty box which is stored as our empty container, and at any given time we can have one of those stored inside my empty box. So one of those data types stored into my variable. So we can have Savraj, we can have Multimedia, and we can have MSC. Just that we've seen in our previous exercise, where those elements such as movie clips can have its own different properties. The same with the variable itself can have a number of its own different properties. So at this stage now the variable has become populated. So it's been populated with those data types. Some variables will distinguish at the same time. So if it's a local variable, it's distinguished and eliminated at the same time. However, if it's a global variable, means that it's a global throughout your system that you're creating. So it may be global throughout our Flash movie, for example. If it's a local variable, it will be destroyed or diminish once it's been used. So that's a variable. So if you think of a variable as an empty container that we can store things and later retrieve things if we wanted to. So why would we want to do that? Let me give you examples. So say for example, if we were making a game, we can use a variable to store some sort of scoring system if we wanted to. So it adds a value of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can retrieve that at a later stage for the user to view his or her score. So that's kind of a really prime example of a variable and how it could be used within its own data types. I hope you understand.